If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
Hey, I gotta back you up. I gotta back her up.
Well, we did it, Frosk. You said, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace. And that's what the fans did. They didn't watch, and it became the end of G4 TV as we know it. You sunk it. Well, I wouldn't say Frosk was solely responsible for it, but she was like 80-85% responsible for it. The rest is that they clearly didn't have any clue what the hell they were doing and figured that you could throw more woke crap in there and people would watch it. That didn't happen. Now, after that happened, now we got Frost coming out and throwing her former bosses under the bus, Adam Sessler and his crazy rants online. But just because these people need attention, they need to stir up stress, they need to feel like they are still somehow important and valuable. And because they have some followers online who will support anything, and then, you know, they get a chance to see who these people really are, that goes down the drain quickly. Now, recently I did a video on how Henry Cavill has announced that he is leaving The Witcher and returning as Superman, right? So he came out and said that, and people took it with mixed reviews. Of course, Frosk, however, found that as an opportunity to virtue signal. Let's get into this article here from Bounding Into Comics. Former G4 host Frosk disingenuously attempts to frame actor Henry Cavill as problematic. Let's find out what good old Frosk has to say. In an apparent bid to retain her relevance, yeah, because nobody gives a crap anymore about what's going on with Frosk, following the collapse of G4's recent revival attempt, former network host Indiana Frosk Black has attempted and failed to frame former Netflix The Witcher star Henry Cavill as problematic. After 3 seasons of watching Netflix butcher author Andrzej Sapkowski's original work, Cavill announced his exit from the streaming giant's live-action adaptation of The Witcher on October 29th. He did it, he left, I went over the reasons, but I'll get into more of that shortly. Taking to his personal Instagram account, the Superman actor informed fans that my journey as Geralt of Rivia has been filled with both monsters and adventures. And okay, I went through all of that and talked about what's going on. Talked about how Liam going to take over and all of that. While many met this news with a mixture of emotions ranging from regret towards the wasted potential of his casting to relief that the actor no longer had to work with such bastardized material, Frosk saw an opportunity to virtue signal. Of course. So this is what Frosk had to say. This is the tweet she put out. Henry Cavill said some very questionable things around Me Too and dated a 19-year-old as 30 plus. He was 32 at the time, I believe. Seeing people throw themselves at his feet for The Witcher is weird. The show is whatever at best. The only thing I would agree with her here is that the show is whatever at best, because Witcher wasn't done properly at all. The people who the writers and stuff who worked on that show, actually, it was actually revealed that they didn't like the video game, didn't like the books, didn't like anything about it. Even though Henry Cavill himself is a fan of it, they didn't care. You understand me? They didn't care. So let's go through this here quickly and talk about it. Frosk's mention of Cavill's questionable Me Too comments is a reference to an interview the actor gave to GQ Australia in 2018. Now, I was going to look up the article to see what he had to say, but luckily, Bounding Into Comics have what he said here, so I'm just going to read that. Asked by the publication for his thoughts on the movement, Cavill asserted, and listen to what he had to say, stuff has to change, obviously, before briefly pausing and subsequently adding, but there's something wonderful about a man chasing a woman. let me get the very real the whole thing before I actually comment. I think a woman should be wooed and chased, but maybe I'm old-fashioned for thinking that, he continued. It's very difficult to do that if there are certain rules in place, because then it's like, well, I don't want to go up and talk to her because I'm going to be called a rapist or something. No, no, you really can't pursue someone further than no. It's like, okay, cool. But then there's the, oh, why do you give up? And it's like, well, because I didn't want to go to jail. Now, everything he says here, I will agree with. I will agree with what Henry Cavill has said. Maybe I'm old-fashioned myself, but I believe if a man is interested in a woman, a man pursues her, he woos her. It used to be called courting at one time. You understand me? You're interested in a woman, this is a fact. And the thing about it is that there are women who like to be pursued by men. You understand me? It's something kind of genetic. They make themselves attractive and available, and they want a man to come and actually show that, listen, he's a man and he's going to pursue me, he's going to come after me. That's what he wants. There are even some women who like pursuing men because they like the challenge of going after an actual man who they are attracted to, who they want to be with. You can't do that in today's world, however, because all of a sudden, that's a problem. Understand me? It's all a problem. If you pursue a woman, you're somehow supposed to be some kind of rapist or some kind of thing like that, and they're going after you. No. Nothing he said here in this is wrong, because if you go up to a woman and you introduce yourself and try to start up a conversation and she says no, okay, fine, you walk away. But then she turns around now and it's like, why did he just give up? Why didn't he continue? Because she wants that challenge. So it's kind of like a catch-22. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. And what he says here is quite true. If you like a woman, it's old-fashioned. But you see, this has become such an issue now. Such an issue now. We could talk Me Too and all this kind of thing. We all know what happens. I am not going to say that there are not creeps out there who have done things to women that are downright unspeakable and they deserve whatever punishment they get. Fine. But let's not pretend that there are not women out there who have lied about certain things men have never done to them in order to make themselves out to be the victim. So it's not to say like, there's some movement where we're supposed to do something. No. You like somebody, you pursue them, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Moving on now. Meanwhile, her mention of him having dated a 19-year-old refers to Cavill's ex-girlfriend, Tara King, a British woman with whom he started a brief relationship between 2015 to 2016. Now, whether you have a problem with somebody, because as I say, Henry Cavill was 32 at the time and you think he dated like the whatever, that's my thing about it, that is nobody's business. That is my view on it. It's nobody's business. They're adults, understand me? Because she's 19 years old, she's an adult, that's what it is. Because I could tell you, I have a friend of mine who, when he was 21, no, he was 21, somewhere around there, he only liked to date women in their mid-30s and above, because his thing about it is that he couldn't handle the drama of some of the women and things around his own age. If you find that, we had more mature women at that age and he preferred that, that's what he did. Now, Frosk and the others are the same people who come out and talk about my body, my choice, all kind of thing. She's a 19-year-old woman. She makes a choice of who she wants to date. That's her business. There are many men who date women younger than them, and they have some of them run around. Some women run around calling they have sugar daddies and all kind of thing. You understand? People try to think with it, but we know what it is. I'm not saying that is what happened here. I'm just giving a reference to what people try to do. Whoever Henry Cavill dates is his business, and there's nobody else's problem. Nobody else's problem whatsoever. They're two consenting adults, and they could date if they choose to date. You trying to dig up something to make the man seem like some kind of creep because you want recognition, even though you destroyed a network and now nobody gives two crap what you do. That's it. Frosk like some gopher who comes out and comes out thing every few months just to make noise and then go back in and that is it. Let's continue on. While Frosk undoubtedly expected her tweet to earn her the praise and adulation of her more gender and identity politics obsessed peers, listen to it, it was instead met with disagreement from nearly everyone who read it, including her own fans and supporters. That's right, it got ratioed to hell. They ratioed her straight into the ground, dug deeper and threw her down there even more. That's how badly she got ratioed. Our next YouTuber here, Jake Randall, said, so he was in a consensual adult relationship. Horrifying. Again, as I said, it's a 19-year-old woman. You understand me? It's not that he was forcing, it was a consensual adult relationship. You trying to make it seem like something else. Like he was running off some kind of child. That's not what happened. It's a consensual adult relationship. What you in the man business for? Worry about what you did, not who he dated. Another, here what Frosk had to respond to that. Weird way to out yourself, LOL. As someone who is 31, I can't imagine ever dating a teenager. Apparently she can't imagine ever getting a date. But that's just, look, as I said before, there are people who may very well like Frosk and find her attractive, no problem with that. But all I'm saying is her attitude turns people off. And it's not just the fact that not just the fact that, the way she presents herself. No. When she was working before G4, they had a problem with her. She came to G4, had another problem, and she's been going on online ever since. When people at G4 got fired due to what she did, she put out some dumbass tweet with something smoking a spliff, but saying that she basically has a job. To hell with them. Then they had to get rid of her. Here's what she continues on. We are in vastly different life stages. So while it may be legal, most of these relationships are pretty icky with power imbalance. What power imbalance? The man dated a woman that was a consensual adult relationship. They dated, it didn't work out. Okay, move on. Fine. That's it. But you digging for something that isn't there. Yeah. Making it clear that this is what the same person, this Jake Randall fella who did anything but in a consensual adult relationship, horrifying. Here's what he had to say. Just FYI, I follow you because I support you. I admired your rant and I think a lot of people totally missed your point. Now, let's stop there for a second. In regards to her rant, yes, she may have something to say about the sexism in gaming thing. Okay. But I said before, I said again, that's not the way you go about doing it. That is not the way you go about doing it. Before G4 would have handled that with a bit of joke poking. That's what it would have been about. But whatever, she did it and she did it. So he goes on. The same way I support you, I support a man that was in a loving, consensual relationship with another adult. I don't understand the point of your tweet. The point is for her to try and stay relevant. That's what it is. She goes on. When a man had a track record of pretty questionable quotes on Me Too and is dating a teenager, that's sus. It doesn't automatically make him a predator or anything, but I find that very questionable behavior. That's what he said about Me Too. I said before, I said again, the man is right. If he, from what I just read there, I can agree with what he said there. When you live in Hollywood, you see all these Hollywood actors and actresses getting married, divorced, what kind of thing. You don't know who really likes you for you, who in it for your money, whatever. We don't know. But what I am saying is, as the man said about pursuing a woman, courting her, being a man, because the way these people in Hollywood and Frosk and identity politic wackos and things, they want to feminize all men and turn them into a bunch of femboys who could just be controlled by any woman anywhere, and they're happy for that. An actual man who stands his ground and says, listen, this is this, that is that, this is crap, they have a problem with that. They come up to talk about, from very questionable behavior. What happened? The man was in a relationship with a woman, that's all. Nobody cares about your love life. Why are you caring about his? She goes on to say, there's a very popular song right now by Demi Lovato called 29, which I think covers a lot of issues with what can come with those age gaps pretty clearly. But you can also read a lot of different celebrity accounts of massive age gaps in Hollywood and how that can lead to abuse. So that's how you're spending your time now. Okay. Still attempting to inject some sense into the conversation, Randall clarified. This is what the Jake Randolph had to say. I'm not saying there isn't issues with age gaps. I'm 31. I would also not date a 19-year-old. That's his choice, okay. But there can be issues in relationships far worse, even if the age is equal. There can be loving relationships with age gaps. I just thought it was weird to jump on with no evidence because that's what she needs. That's what she needs. That's what she needs. Let's see what she also went on to make another statement here. I think it's weird and the stuff he said is indicative how he thinks, and that it's weird how much the internet loves him because he likes The Witcher. If I have to read another article praising him for being a true gamer, I'm gonna lose it. So I'm going to read another article praising for me, I'm going to lose it. Well, clearly you are not a true gamer because you pretty much destroyed G4 and just continue to be a raving lunatic online. That's all you're doing. She then goes on to go on, finding herself on the losing end of the very discourse she had sparked. Frosk then proceeded to justify her shaming of Cavill on the grounds that he briefly dated former The Mandalorian star Gina Carano. This is what she had to say. It is big yikes energy. I just discovered he also dated her, Gina Carano. They don't like Gina Carano because Gina Carano stood up for herself and didn't want to actually be, just continue to follow this hive mind mentality that is in Hollywood with this cancel culture. If you don't agree with us, we will destroy you sort of mentality. That's what went wrong there. Ultimately unable to truly garner any real support, Frost concluded her wild swinging with a pathetic attempt to paint her critics as creeps. A lot of dudes out there thinking dating a teenager when you're 33 was 32 is totally fine because it's legal. Yeah, it can be fine, but it can also be pretty effed up, pretty effing quick. A lot of self-reports. Now, for a woman whose entire repertoire has earned her basically an unwavering permanent staple as the woman who destroyed G4 TV. And you have Henry Cavill, who stated some things on Me Too from what I just read there that I can agree with about a man pursuing a woman and being respectful and all that. I agree with that. And whatever relationship he was in is none of your business. And now you're going after him and you're taking a pot shot at Gina Carano. Why? Because you are unemployed, because you somehow destroyed that book and all of this stuff. If Frosk had just gone about doing what she was supposed to do without severely looking to piss off people, this would not have happened. You had no reason whatsoever to do this. The man didn't come out and attack you. He said nothing against you. He just reported that he is leaving The Witcher and he's going to start back as Superman. Okay, you took an opportunity to virtue signal. And every time you come online and do these things, it shows what a hateful, nasty little individual you are. And how much you don't care about anything and anybody. So anybody out there who was supporting Frosk and thought, well, she ran with all kind of thing, and this and that. She got people fired and then put out a tweet saying that, she still have a job, screw them. After she was let go, she came out saying that, the company executives threw her under the bus. They supported her nonsense. They all should have been fired and then they should have tried and remake G4 the proper way. No. And now because Henry Cavill has come out and said that he's going to be returning as Superman, he's leaving The Witcher, you need to find some excuse to try and stay relevant, to try and virtue signal, to attack the man online and then go after Gina Carano. When Henry Cavill and Gina Carano are out there making their money, doing things. You're sitting there trying to act like you're still relevant, pushing, chucking fire, as they say. For what? All you have shown is what a hateful, nasty little individual you are.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
That's it. That's all Frosk has shown. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.